next guest plays the hilariously incompetent assistant on the Emmy award-winning show Hacks.
So if you're not gonna get behind this special, fine. I'll do it on my own. I quit.
And so do I!
What? No,
Quit.
she doesn't. No, you don't. No, she doesn't.
Yeah, I'm coming with you.
No, you're not coming.
If Jimmy quits, I quit too.
Nope, she doesn't quit. She's staying here, but I am taking Silas. Buddy, grab your bag. Let's get out of this place, okay?
Oh, no, sorry, man. They just promoted me.
Come on. Although, you're very deserving. Congrats.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, you heard it. We're out of here. And Daddy, I will not be going heli skiing in Aspen this year.
Seasons 1 and 2 of Hacks are on HBO Max now. Please welcome Megan Stalter.
Hi.
Oh my God, I love you on this show.
Oh, I love you. I'm so in love with you.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
I'm so in love with
such a
you.
fan.
You are so funny.
Wow, thank
it's
you.
almost like the character was written specifically for you. And then I heard a rumor that it may have been written specifically for you.
I think that maybe I was in mind. I had one of my friends is a writer on the show and sent me a screenshot during the audition process, and it said, like Megan Stalter, Kayla, think like Megan Stalter. So I'm sure there's a clip, there's a bunch of auditions of people acting
like you?
Like a nutty girl.
Oh, that would be fun to watch, because I can't imagine anybody being nuttier than you.
Thank you.
In this role. I mean, you are one hot mess, and I appreciate that.
Craziest bitch in the world.
Yeah, and also her Instagram blew up during COVID. Well, a lot of people's Instagrams blew up, but you are one of my favorites to watch, because every morning I would just log on and watch you do your thing. So if you're not following her on Instagram, you're missing out. Do it. So you're from, where are you from? What state are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
Okay.
I'm a Midwest girl.
Uh-huh.
And everyone here is from Ohio.
Yeah, we only have Ohio audiences this week. And what's your family dynamic? Do you have kids? Do you have siblings? Do you have...
Yeah, I don't have kids. What if I had 12 kids? I have 2 sisters and a brother, and an amazing nephew, and we're all very funny. We used to make videos when I was little, and my mom and aunt used to make the same video every week, and it would always be that they needed, like, gas medicine, and they'd be farting around the house. And then we'd get the camera and make, like, horror films, or we'd do the same commercial or talk shows. And I was pretty controlling of the videos. I have lashed out at my siblings for not doing, like, the right joke.
Right, you're directing them, basically.
Yeah, I'm basically the director and the star.
And they're not listening to you.
They're not listening, and I have tons of clips of me screaming at them.
And didn't you recently direct your sister's birth?
So, well, I wasn't allowed to fully take the baby out, but when my nephew was born, Oliver, I passed out in the labor and delivery room. And basically what happened is I was instructed to hold her leg as she was pushing the child, who is my nephew, out of her body. And then my mom was on the other side of the room playing Christian music towards her to make sure the baby comes out Christian. And then...
And also, when you're playing Christian music, you have to put it towards the person. It has to be facing the person. That's how it sinks in more.
Fully has to be directly into the head, and then it goes down into the... Then I looked at my mom, because I was so dizzy, because I was driving from Chicago to Ohio trying to make it in time for the birth. He's 5 now, and Christian. But I was holding her leg up, and I look at my mom, and I said, "Mom, I'm about to pass out." And she said, "Your sister needs you right now." And then my body collapsed, and I woke up to her screaming above my body, and she told everyone that she caught me, and there's no way that she could have. And then a doctor came in and said, "Do you need to be checked out?" And she was like, "No, she's fine. I caught her." And then I couldn't stop falling asleep the next day.
And what... Do you think that you were concussed?
Yeah.
Is that why you were falling asleep the next day?
Fully a head injury.
And you think your mother is a liar?
And my mom's a nurse. She should have been holding the leg.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
Can you
even
imagine a nurse just playing music while someone's
Yeah.
bleeding out?
Because I didn't even know you were supposed to do that, hold a leg. Like, why were you
The
even
sister
invited
shouldn't
into
be
that?
holding the leg, I don't
A
think.
doula should be, or
Yeah.
a nurse, or somebody who knows
Doctor.
more about it than I do. Because if somebody invited me to their live birth, which is what I call a birth, I would not be open to doing any job requirement. You know what I mean?
I should have been playing on my iPad or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a receptionist, someone that worked at Panera Bread would be more qualified to hold the leg than me.
You might as well have been asleep because you basically were.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you have a 5-year-old nephew, and do you have any other nieces or nephews?
It's just him, and I recently was babysitting him last week, and he's really funny and really smart, and he's been doing these impressions of us, but they're really mean and bitchy. And of course he doesn't mean this, but he was like, "Hi, I'm Megan. I'm fabulous. All I care about is my shows and fans." And then my brother is a tattoo artist, and he was like, "I'm Nick. I love tattoos. That's all I care about." And then he was talking about our mom, who he calls Gigi, and he said, "Hi, I'm Gigi. I hate all my kids." And of course, like, he must have heard us on the phone arguing, but like, she loves us. My mom loves us. She's an amazing nurse.
Yeah, she's an amazing Christian music player. Yes. And so what's your dating situation? Do you have somebody in your life? Because I think that would be a nice handful for somebody, you know? I can't wait to see who you end up with.
Yeah, I hope someone really not ugly and someone smart and hot. No, I really care about humor, and I think if you're really hot and you're not funny, then you're boring. I'm flirting around, but recently I was talking to this guy, and he was a firefighter. He's a first responder. He's really hot. And we had a great date, and then a week later, he sent me a picture of him laying in a hospital bed and said, "I have injured my leg really bad. I think there's a fracture." And then I was like, "Oh, sorry." And then I'm like, "Do you want me to hold your leg?" And then the next day...
Is that what you responded?
We didn't even have plans. There was no reason for him to lie. And the next day, he sent me a voice memo, and he goes, "Babe, I'm running around." Running? He was like, "I'm doing a hike, I'm running, I'm feeling great, how's your day?" And I was like, "Don't you have a broken leg?" And he was, he was like, "Oh, I wrapped it up." And I think, like, he's hot enough to hook up again, but I go, if you're lying about a broken leg...
That's a pretty big lie that you're gonna find out about.
He would have to show up, and I'd say, you're standing up.
So what's the plan with this guy? When are you gonna see him again, and can I come?
I think I'm either never gonna see him again, or we're gonna have 8 kids. He's a firefighter! That's like not... No, he did send me some weird texts I'm not allowed to say out loud, but I think that I don't think I'll see him again. I want to date someone normal and not lying.
Normal-ish and not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to find. I mean, that's not a tall order, really.
Yeah, especially in LA, Los Angeles.
Well, I mean, everyone has these kind of firefighter fantasies, like they've been ingrained in us. And I was in a rental house in Brentwood, and there was an electrical fire outside my window, and I had taken my edible for the night, so I was loath to leave. And I just looked at the fire thinking, "Oh, I hope this doesn't kill me, you know? Because I don't want..." And then when I went up I called my friend, and I said, "There's an electrical fire outside of my house." And they said, "You have to get out of there right now. Like, that's so dangerous." And I was like, "Oh my God, I have to call the fire department?" And they're like, "I'll call the fire department for you." And the fire department came, and they had to lift me because everything in the house went out.
Oh my God,
all
lucky.
the electronics. Yeah, well, this was the fantasy that everyone hopes comes true, and it happened to me in real time, but it was like 12:30 in the morning, and I was half in the bag, and they carried me over the gate, and I was, as
They were touching your body like a
baby.
baby?
Yeah, they were lifting me like a baby, like that game, what's that called? Light as a feather, stiff as a board?
Yeah, lift the baby and hook up.
And then hook up, yeah. So,
Not with a baby. You're an adult.
No, I would never hook up with a baby.
Baby.
And then they lifted me over the gate of the house, and I thought, well, this is what everyone's so excited to have happen, and this is very anticlimactic.
Were you blushing?
No, I was too stoned to blush. You know what I mean?
It's like cartoon hot. Like a firefighter is like, firefighters aren't real.
No, right, exactly.
You know?
And when they show up, you're like, are you working part-time or full-time?
And my thing is, like, if you're gonna lie, keep it interesting, because I kind of do like go for liars, but at least keep it interesting.
Well, I think a broken leg when you don't have one is slightly interesting.
Well, that's why I want to hook up again.
Yeah. And also, you have a sitcom coming out, right?
So I'm developing a pilot with HBO Max and A24 that's called Church Girls, because I love God, but I'm also queer, and I think that it's important to show that God wants us to have rights over our body, and that, you know, every problem with church is the people and not like being connected to the universe. And I'd play like a closeted lesbian that kind of proves she's straight and she's in love with God, but she's also like in love with women, and I think it's really important.
Well, good for you. Congratulations on that. Thank you, Megan. Hacks is on HBO Max now, and we'll be right back with music from